All right, we're going live. Again, just wait and see. Let everything, actually become live and everything. Thank you for those of you that are here. That you guys are waiting for the live show to start. 30 of you guys here. I do appreciate it. It is the second of the month, and I'm just posting this on Twitter right now. It is the second of the month. If you're, I'm assuming most of you guys here are on the Patreon, but if you are not, this is a great time to sign up. You get today's stuff, you get tomorrow's stuff, you get the rest of the month stuff, plus all the F1 content if you choose one of those tiers as well. Let me just tweet this right fast. While we wait for people to hop in the stream, feel free to drop your questions in. This is feeling like very much of a single entry type of day for me. All right, now talking, let's see. Xfinity DFS, heck yeah. Or as they say here in Lubbock, tech yeah. I do have Cup Series qualifying on over here, but I doubt I'm gonna really pay attention to that. I'll be doing all that stuff later, or all the Xfinity stuff later. Sorry, let me just get through here. All right, people joining. Are we all good? Let me tweet this, and then we'll be all good to go. Yeah, I was gonna do multiple lines in the $10, but personally, I believe that a lot of people are going to play Jeb Burton and Landon Castle, and I think that's going to eat up a. Let me just make sure this goes correctly. I think that's going to eat up a lot of lines, and I don't think that Jeb is a great play today. And yet again, I'm speaking more from a massive tournament perspective. If you guys are playing cash, which I don't think you should be playing anyway, but I assume if you are, most people are going to build the line with Ty Gibbs, Landon Castle, and Jeb Burton in there. And I think that's going to be reflected in a lot of the ownership for GPP. So, like, personally for me, I'm not playing any Jeb Burton today. I wouldn't play any Jeb Burton today in the even if I was entering lineups in the 10, because I have Jeb Burton projected for 37 points today. That is him getting, what is that around? That's like around a 22nd place finish. I don't like his price. That technically puts him under 5x value, so I don't like that there. I don't like the type of lineups that you kind of have to build with that, because a lot of these scrubby boys decided to qualify really good today. And dang, Dylan Bassett spun out in practice and qualifying and killed his tires, because I was expecting to be over the field on Dylan Bassett. I was going to play a absolute crap ton of Dylan Bassett today. But when we look at the value range, and we'll kind of get to your question here on based on who the trap play today is. So when you look at the pricings here, like there's really no good lower value play. You can make arguments for Vargas. You can make arguments for David Starr, but like even with me, David Starr is like, you're like, oh well, David Starr is always starting 33rd. He's always the good value. Okay, well I gave him 7 positions. That's 22 points, 4.4x. It's not going to kill you, but in terms of building for optimal lineups, I don't think we're going to be heading down there in the salary range. Jade is about the only guy that and I know he's technically not even a value play. Jade's about the only guy that I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with, because I usually end up playing a lot of Jade anyway. And him starting 17th, this is a racetrack that he should race at, which is the most terrifying race to actually play Buford at, because he'll most likely get wrecked. Like right now, I like Jade to race inside the top 17 all day, but I'm thinking he'll most likely wreck. Derek, starting 31st, is a guy that was running, and this is one where I'm really running my optimizer. Like I might tinker a little bit with the line that I do end up running for the single entries, but for the most part, I plan on running what the optimizer is telling me here. So Derek is a guy that's popping off a lot. In my initial run, when I had everybody in the player pool, and then when I started removing guys, it just started to force in Derek. And my main concern with Derek is the car is clearly fine. Like, come on, it's Sam Hunt. We all know that. He didn't seem comfortable in practice. He has a ton of experience. The main thing is does Derek get lapped in this race? And I believe that this race does go green. Now, granted, it can get crazy at the end, but building for a green race, I think Derek is a main concern about being trapped a lap down at some point in this race and not being able to elevate his position, because I don't think he's going to get a lucky dog. And if he's getting lapped, that's meaning that he's running in the high 20s. So that's my main concern with Derek. And so initially, or my initial takeaways is Derek is a very risky play. I think Jeb Burton's a risky play. And the argument for Castle is dependent on what you're doing with your line. If you're chasing 2 lap leaders, then you're most likely playing Castle. If you're chasing 3 lap leaders, then you're not playing Castle. And so Castle makes it into the race depending on what the leaders do and how many leaders there are. Because I have Castle right now for 53 points. I have other drivers that are projected, that I at least have projected to get fast laps and laps led for a little bit more than that. But if they don't hit that, then Castle would slide into the optimal lineup. Those are my initial takeaways right now, and mainly that's why I like single entry today a lot, and that's what I'm putting my money into. I'm in the 12, 23, 33. That's just where I'm at. That's where I'm at today. Let me look. Parsons is going to be a big no for me, dog. We got him projected for 13. I think your 4th should be Allgaier there. That's what I would argue there. So BGM was absolutely trimmed out. And so this is the situation to where this is a stacked field for qualifying. They've lost one of their cars to Ryan Preece being in the race. And so not only are you competing against the other cars, but you're competing against like Matt Mills today was forced to run the 55 car, which has no owner points at all. That's why he was taped up. That's why he was pushing water coming across the line. He still didn't make the race. I think Josh Williams and the team realized that, and they ran. And let's even look at their. We'll even do this together. This is me spitballing, but we'll even go through. I'm going to assume that they did not run a very long run in practice, but we will check good old Josh Williams for here, and this will tell us if that was indeed a little Q run. So let's see. Yep. Q run. That's all it was for Josh Williams. Like he goes in total laps, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Josh Williams ran 8 laps. First lap is a loss. Second lap up to speed. Lap 3 and 4, money laps. Go back into pit road. Go back out there, run another Q run. Go back down to pit road. Went back out there, ran another Q run. Probably got stuck in traffic. So Josh Williams was completely trimmed out in practice, and that's why we saw the speeds from him that we saw. And personally, I'm not playing any Josh Williams today. I don't believe that's going to be good, because like specifically when you do look at like the 5 lap averages, sure, Josh Williams is second on the board overall in practice, but in 5 lap averages, he's 31st. Clear as day, it's it was a Q run there for Josh Williams. Well, I don't play cash, and I'm not playing Jeb, so I mean that's my takeaway. Let's see. So at least with me, I'm all in on Ty Gibbs. He's my highest projected driver. He killed this race last year. I expect him to be fast here, and he was the fastest across the board in every single category that I care about. And so I'm not getting off at Gibbs. That's where I'm at. Let's see. That's too expensive. I don't know why they priced him so high. I think he, which, if you watch my video, I bet the field is just celebrating right now because they're like, oh my God, we got to deal with Jesse Owuji. But Weatherman's doing what he was paid to do, man. DGM sold their number to Bobby Daughter. So Kyle Weatherman basically lost a ride. So he's without a ride, and I'm telling you, Emmett Smith is like, Jesse, bro, we need a real driver, and we got to make shows, man. We can't be like D and Q and over here, and so they put Kyle in there, and Kyle's going to do what he's going to do, man. He took what a 28th place car is, and he qualified 29th in it. Man, Awuji couldn't even get that out of the car. So I don't have Kyle Weatherman projected to really score anything today. So yeah, very much a balanced type of build for me today, because the low end, like this is legit like back in the day when we would talk about punts and ranges, or like the punt range, like everybody below, I'd argue 5,500 is looking quite bad, And so if you're down there, you're legit just punting and hoping people, like if I was going to punt anywhere and I'm not playing him just because I don't believe I need to build a line like that, I'd probably go with Joey Gase, him or Starr. And I don't like either of those guys, and those are the only two that I would care to go to. So I'm mainly sticking in the 6K range and chasing guys like that at the low end. Oh, well, thank you, Clint. I do appreciate that. Thank you for offering to do that. Yet again, in case you guys didn't hear my spiel when I first started, it is the second of the month. You can join right now and get access to all the sheets and all the work that Pierce and I do, and support us and everything. So I'm very excited that it's the second of the month. This qualifying is absolutely terrible, man. This is so bad. I hate this qualifying for Cup, man. It's so boring to watch. It's so hard to watch. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I think the optimal line leans Ty Gibbs, Allgaier, Castle, or a third lap leader, fast lap getter, and then the rest of that lineup is being built in a very balanced way. That's my takeaway. That's how I look at it today. So yeah, any other real questions or takeaways? Because the pool is pretty small today. Like let me take a count at my guys that I have projected over 5x at least. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 guys projected over 5x today. I got a lot of people projected for like 4.9, 4.8. But yeah, these guys are just not really killing it here. I'll even show this right here. Oh, I didn't even talk about this in the preview video. So prior to COVID-19 starting, Allgaier's average qualifying position was 6.7. We've seen him qualify worse than that this year so far. So on average, Allgaier is qualifying worse than he used to before COVID. And Jones doesn't seem to be taking that big of a hit in terms of qualifying difference, because his average start was 6.6, and that's me including every race in, I think it's the first 3 of 2019 and 2018. I forgot what I did this like early in the week. I forgot whatever, the 3 races that we had before COVID, and then that year before that, taking out Bristol and the road courses and the super speedways. I totally forgot to say that in the preview video when I recorded that on Thursday. Let's see. We'll do the Hemrick talk first. I think, let's see. Hemrick is interesting. I'm not getting to him just due to the pricing constraints. He's 96. I like Josh Berry way more than Daniel Hemrick, so I'll be going Berry over Hemrick. Hemrick does seem like a way to get different today. I'm not getting there. I think just my build in general is going to be different enough. If I was building multiple lines, I would. If I wasn't playing Berry, I'd play Hemrick in lines. That's what I'm at. I like Raja Caruth. I'm not worried about him at all. Raja is a very smart, very mature driver, very mature guy. He's not going out there to prove anything today. He's not going out there to make a name for himself. He's just here to do what his job is and in race, and I think he's going to be just fine. And Raja is a guy that I have over for 5x. I like Raja Cruz today. That's where we're at right now. But yeah, this Hemrick talk is interesting here. Like I said, I'm not getting to him. I think it's just because I'm so high on Barry today. But Hemrick is very interesting as well. Going to the rear doesn't concern me. I didn't have Hemrick as a guy to lead laps or anything there. Mainly just finishing in the top 10, and he's going to have all race to do that. Like I said, I never really change my opinion on guys going to the rear unless I have them as the favorite, like lap leader or something like that. – 4-2, man. I don't like using this terminology outside of plate races. I'm doing a 3 lap leader line. I think that's a better one. And no, so like this is an example of, and this is not me simping over Raja, but the man does have a lot of talent. He knows what he's doing. He runs a shitload of late model races. He does a lot of Legends races. He does a lot of short track races. I know people are just going to be looking at his ARCA stats, and I think that is not even important to the driver that he is. He's running that clearly. He ran the ARCA race because clearly he got the opportunity, but that's not displaying the talent that he has. And I'm not saying Raj's going to go out there and finish top 15 today. I'm just saying I'm not concerned with Raja wrecking the car, just because he runs so many short tracks and late model races and stuff. So that's my takeaway on him. I'm not concerned about him at all. And it's Gibbs for me. I'm not seeing anything from Gragson that pit road would be the only way that I see Gragson taking this lead. But 9th fastest in the 5 lap averages, 7th fastest in 10 lap, and 3rd fastest in 15 with only about 11 guys ran a 15 lap. That is not looking killer for Gragson. I think Gregson's the favorite to win the Dash for Cash. Is he even in? I don't know, blank. Why am I even talking about that? I don't even care. I'm pretty sure he is. Could be wrong. Is he? Who cares? I'm not playing Gregson. What happened to Eric Amarolo? Did I miss something? Is he just second fastest? What are we talking about here? You gotta update me, man. I got it here, but what's Amarolo doing, man? What? So are you guys like what are we reacting about so much here, boys? Group B is a terribly weak group. That's why this qualifying procedure sucks. Look at this group, man. No shit, Harvick and Almirola are going to be the fastest guys in this. Gibbs ain't there. And then you got Suarez, Keselowski. Larson struggles at this track. Gill and Castle, AJ Allmendinger. Where this group sucks. The first group A was the stat group. So I mean, this shouldn't be concerning at all, or this shouldn't be like shocking at all. It's just this broken qualifying procedure. That's why I hate this. I'm chasing a 3rd lap leader. This qualifying process is terrible. It's too long. It's ridiculous. Xfinity was perfect. If they want to do this type of qualifying, I mean, Xfinity doesn't even have group. Xfinity just goes out there and qualifies. It's so much easier. It's way fairer to the teams. It's just so stupid, man. This stuff is so dumb. I think he's going to easily stay top 20. My issue is I play too much of Jade each and every week, and the times that I'm always the highest on Jade is when he wrecks. And this is screaming a race to where he's going to have a car that's competitive because he does pretty well at short tracks. He's consistent at short tracks. And he's gonna be racing. He's gonna be making moves, and I'm not gonna be shocked when Jade is running 13th and then gets wrecked out of turn 2 into the inside wall. Personally, I'm not playing Jade today just because I'm doing single entries. I'm sure if I was still doing multiple entries, I'd have Jade, but I'm not trusting him, man. I can't afford to keep losing my ass on Jade whenever he wrecks in situations where he just should not wreck at. 90 of you guys here. I appreciate you being here. Also, fun fact, or fun thing to mention, Pierce and I we're going to be doing a watch together for this race. It's been requested for at least a year and a half at this point. And we're thinking the Xfinity Series race should at least not be too boring, so we can at least, talk and joke around and have fun. But yeah, whenever this is over, as soon as the Xfinity Series slate locks, I think that's 1:30 Eastern or 12:30 my time. Just hop over to Pierce's channel and watch along with us. Hear us criticize NASCAR or these drivers or whatever if you wanna do that. And if it goes well, we'll do it again for the truck race at Martinsville on Thursday. That's where we're at here. If I can get my Cup Series stuff done, I will certainly have a drink on stream. I don't think I'm going to get it done in that time period, but I do not. I don't do any of my projections or anything with any type of drink or anything. I don't think that's fair to the certainly to the people who on Patreon. But I don't think it's fair to myself to build lineups or anything with any type of alcohol in my system. So that's just me. But if I can get my projections done and the PDF for Patreon done in the time frame of the Xfinity Series race, sure, I'll have a drink. But I doubt I will get there. And I doubt I'll get there in time. So I doubt I'll drink. Let's see what's going on here. Gotta check Patreon real quick. Gotta check email. Everybody's added, so that's good. We're not running any issues. Personally, I'm not chasing place differential, but it's land and castle for sure. If you want to, it's land and castle and Justin Allgaier. Those are the two biggest place differential plays that I see that are actually going to actually mean something. So that's how I would answer that. That's fine. Brandon Brown's going to perform well. I'll eat that chalk. I doubt he's going to be the chalk value, because so many people are going to play Jeb and so many people are going to play Castle, and those guys are not priced up enough. I think you should be playing Brandon Brown, and I think if you have access to the Fantasy NASCAR spreadsheet, the optimizer that Pierce ran is very much the chalk lineup to give you an idea of how it's being built. And I think the chalk I want to eat is Brandon Brown today. That's where I'm at for Brandon Brown. Let's see what else. Like I said, I'm hoping this race goes green. I'm hoping people just go lap down. I wouldn't be shocked if we have 12 cars on the lead lap at the end of this race. Yeah, man. Outside of the potential lap leaders, I don't think we're going to see very high scores on lineups today, which I never really look at. Because some people even ask me like, "Hey, what projection should your line have when you run them?" And the only time I look at that is when I'm comparing lines with the same projections against each other. But like I have no idea what the winning lineup today is going to have fantasy point wise. But in my brain, it just seems like a lot of the drivers are going to be like right at 5x outside of, like Ty Gibbs. Like I have Ty Gibbs close to 90 projected points today. I don't know why I'm even saying that. Like this is just me making sure I don't have dead air time or dead space on the video. But I think it's a very, very fun day for single entry. And and we've had it a couple times this year, but this is the one race where I'm like, I'm not playing the chalk. I want to I want to enter all the single entry contests and not play the chalk plays of Castle and Jeb Burton. So yeah, that's my takeaway, really. What do we got till lock? How much time is it till lock? Because I've already entered my lines here. We got an hour and a half. I got done with Xfinity really fast. I don't know why. I got done so early today. And these payouts for these contests do suck, though. I think the 33 probably has the best payout percentage of any of these things, but we'll see how it goes. Trying to think of anything else, man. Between the really since January, because we technically had the Patreon go live at the end of January, in case people wanted to look at stuff last year. We've only had 6 cancellations for the NASCAR product this year, so I'm very, very happy about that, and I'm very happy. I'm very proud of what we've done this year. And it's just April 2nd on Patreon. I really do appreciate you guys being here, watching, supporting us. I don't know. It makes me really happy, and it really does. Let's see. All right, finally got I finally got a question I can work off of here. Let me take a look at the salary range here, and okay, so we got $1,000 range area or whatever. What is it? 72 to 62? Let me look. It's Brandon Brown by far in the by far. It's just Brandon Brown. No contest. Just Brandon Brown there. Let's see. Do I like any 7K guys? No. No, I do not. Which is why I think that's why it's not even like, oh my gosh, I'm like, or not me, but like a lot of people are like, oh man, I'm like, Jeb Burton is risky, but when you're building a line, it's a dead range. You got Brandon Brown in 6K range, you got Jeb Burton in 7K range. Everybody else around them look like terrible plays, and so I think it's going to lean to Jeb Burton just carrying a ton of ownership. And thank you, Eagles. Eagles is a huge supporter, man. And I was even making sure that he was all good to go this morning on stuff. Like, thank you for being here, Eagles. It's been a pleasure having you here for really the last couple of years. Jason, I've been live for about half an hour now, and you can really replay. I think I've mentioned who I like at least 6 times, and I understand if you're just joining, but you can go back and put on 2x and very quickly get to the guys that I do like. And thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, shout out to Pierce for really pulling all that stuff and presenting it in a way that makes it easy to read. Really before this week, nobody really talked about pit data, and then you would see people on Twitter talk about pit data, but they present it in such a shitty way. There's so many sheets out there that I just hate the way they look. At least for me, I don't like the way they look. And I know our stuff seems like, wow, this is a gigantic amount of like data, like overwhelming. So, but once you get past wow, this seems overwhelming. Once you go in there, it's like, okay, well, no, this is actually like really easy to read. But yeah, I'm not even. I don't think it's necessarily as critical for this race because I think Gibbs is going to be able to keep the advantage on the track to get by. Like if Gibbs falls from first to third on a pit stop, I think he has the speed to get back up to first. However, I do believe it's going to dictate the Cup race heavily. Yeah, that's all, and that's always a major concern. Gibbs is going to be fine because they were fine in a warm temperature race last time, like when you listen to Justin Allgaier talk about practice and why he went out later, it's a great explanation of why you don't want to take everything from this practice data just because it's going to be much more hotter during the race. But it doesn't affect anybody of the guys that I want to play, you know. Let's see. Don't play Gase. Just don't do it. If you're getting to him, you're building multiple lines. This is not a contest to punt on. Yeah, this stuff is just so stupid, man. It's so dumb. I don't know why NASCAR has to make things so convoluted and overly complicated. Remember when they announced it last year and everybody was like, this ain't confusing. This isn't multi-level, like, not even, what do they say? They were like, oh, this is really simple, you big dummies. Like, if you don't like it, it's because you're a simpleton. You don't have more than 7 IQ. And I'm like, I'm watching this now, and this is just as bad and as boring as I thought. It's a waste of time. It's really unfair to the teams because they're, like I said, Group A was stacked. Group B had nobody. So if you were in Group B, you had a much easier time. So you're guaranteed a top 10 when you most likely didn't deserve a top 10 starting position. Whereas Group A had a lot of guys who should have been top 10 qualifiers that didn't, because they only take the top 5 from that, which is, I mean, there's so many issues with this qualifying here. And good morning, Clutch. Good to have you here. Long time, along with Eagles, man. Clutch and Eagles might be the longest supporters of the channel that I can count off right now, outside of or at least guys in this chat right now. Yeah, man, this qualifying is so boring. It's so hard. I don't know. Like, look, I don't like Hamlin for a multitude of reasons, but him being outspoken is not one of them. I love how he's just a cranky old man. I love it. And he's right. Everything he says is right. NASCAR announcing a collaboration with Hendrick to go to Le Mans, didn't talk to Toyota, didn't talk to the teams, said a big F you to everybody but Chevy. So he was right about that. He's right about this process. Hamlin is right. I don't know why, like, of all the reasons to hate Hamlin, because he raised like a little bitch. So you can hate him for that, but don't hate on him for being outspoken. Yeah, I wish like a lot of these guys have just put up the white flag and they just don't have it in them anymore. Like Kyle doesn't have it in him anymore to talk about it. Harvick doesn't. Keselowski's now an owner, and so, not that he doesn't talk trash, but he got real quiet after they kept finding him, and so it just, all these drivers are either boring or they just don't have the drive to talk trash about NASCAR anymore. So I'm glad at least Hamlin's doing that. Let's see. Did you see what he said in the let me try and pull this up. Let me find it. He said this in the media room earlier today. Let me look real quick. It was pretty funny. I like Hamlin, man. Talking. Like, he's hard to root for, man. He's just really an unlikable guy, but he's not. I like they say, yeah, he's getting so mad. Like earlier this morning, he said, "We're decent. We're not shit. We're decent." In the press meeting at Richmond this morning. Let's see. People for being. I don't know about that. I think it's at least for racing. I just don't like how people drive. Let's see. Let's see. I assume we're getting, like, we're all kind of on the same page here, because the getting real. we're not getting a ton of DFS questions. I do want to say again, thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon. Thank you for tuning in to these videos. Thank you for just spending your time listening to me rant about stuff. 92 you guys here. I do appreciate that. That means a lot. I assume you're meaning AJ here. I got AJ projected for, where are we at? I got AJ for 6 today. Did Prize Picks even put up their dang thing? They always take so long, and I can't wait. I can't hold the PDF back for stupid Prize Picks because people always ask me about Prize Picks. These Prize Picks suck. Castle's too close. Riley Herbst. So no for me. See, I hate all these things on Prize Picks. They're all so bad. And I hate taking so many overs too. And if you're on Prize Picks Day, don't even waste time on the product. My biggest discrepancy is Ty Gibbs for the over, but I don't typically like playing overs on Prize Picks, at least that high. That's my takeaway there. Hey, thank you very much, man. Best of luck. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for obviously clearly enjoying the show and showing your support and stuff. I do appreciate that. Let's see. Ooh, I think Harvick. Harvick is a contender for that. Because Keselowski, I hate to say it. I gotta look at the field. Hold on. This is a fun question. Let me look real quick. Who is never winning again? Gun to my head. Let me see. Well, we can argue Greg Biffle, but he's a pretty easy answer there. I want to say Busher, Keselowski, Eric Almirola, and Harvick is where I would lean on that question. That's what I would go with. I would love to see Harvick and Keselowski win. I'd love to see Keselowski win, man. Not even for the stupid points or the championship this year. I just want to see Keselowski win again. I think Keselowski. Kyle will get close to winning a race. He'll get there. All right, everybody here. We've been here for around 40 minutes. Probably gonna end it here. Give you guys about an hour to. Oh, really? I was just about to bring this up. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, Pierce is, and I feel so bad that I haven't even said this prior to this week, but it just literally popped in my brain of like, why does Pierce not have any subscribers on YouTube? I frankly don't care about subscribers after a certain point, monetization, but we need to get Pierce up. So I'm glad. Hopefully the live show, our watch together is going to help with that. So like I said, in an hour, you guys can come by Pierce's channel, not only like and subscribe on his stuff, but then hang out with us during the race and, tilt in the chat. I'm sure I'll complain when my single entry lineup is killed. And I'm sure we'll have a good time. We'll probably be doing the notes together, watching the race. And yeah, so I'm gonna head off here. I'll see you guys in an hour on Pierce's channel. Everybody should know who that is, but if you don't, you can go to racefortheprize.com. It'll lead you to his channel, and then you can just find the YouTube channel from his stuff, because he posts videos like a maniac. He posts a ton of content. I love it. I love his content. I love working with the guy. We're gonna have a lot of fun in this live show. We will, yeah. And Chris puts in a lot of time, certainly compared to me. And I think I put a lot of time into stuff. Like all this stuff takes so much time and effort. That's why you guys are here to support us. We're saving you guys a ton of time with this. We make stuff easy to read. You don't have to go searching for stuff. We bring you things that people don't want to spend their time scraping data from. Like every morning, I got to wake up and make sure I got my data scraping for practice. So I get the practice data up in literally between, like today for Xfinity ended, and I think I had all the data uploaded within like 5 minutes of practice ending. So you don't have to deal with finding that. You don't have to deal with looking through, inferior sheets and stuff like that. So that's why, the Patreon is more so like just supporting the work that we do and the time that we save you guys. And yeah, he's a very, very good dude. So yeah, tune into the watch together with us in about an hour, guys, and I'll see you then. And I'll be live tomorrow, whatever time I have it set for, so you can join me then as well. Yeah, lastly, I almost always put his stuff in the live shows, but he's not on this one, so I didn't. If you do want a link, go to my channel, go to home, go to upcoming streams, select the live stream tomorrow for the Cup Series, and it has all his links in there as well. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the watch together in a bit. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, and best of luck in the race today.